Definitely, guys, we can't start this without mentioning the topic that I brought up in the chat. After months of speculation, people thought it would be Josh Brolin. People thought it would be Matthew McConaughey, Timothy Oliphant. So many prospective names for an older Hal Jordan. And finally, we've got our guy. We've got our Hal Jordan in the form of a very unsuspecting but very well-known actor, fairly, Kyle Chandler. If you've seen his face, you definitely will realize, oh, wait, I've seen that guy in something, Wolf of Wall
He has
Street.
the face.
Sorry, say again.
He has the face. I
He has,
know him from somewhere.
I know him from somewhere. Like, I'm sure when we all saw that face, we're like, that guy, like, he's from somewhere. And yeah, like, I just want to know what all your reaction was when I shared with you that Kyle Chandler is going to be our Hal Jordan.
TBK on surface.
Yeah, I didn't expect it because I didn't know that his name was actually thrown into the ring. But I think he could pull it off. I think what it tells us about the bigger picture is, like I mentioned in the group as well, Jon Stewart's going to be the main Green Lantern in the DCU.
Yes, yes.
So
This is
that's an
clearly a world
interesting
that
one.
has lived with a Hal Jordan for a while.
Mm.
We already know that it was going to be Jon Stewart and Hal Jordan, but we both thought that it could be kind of companions. However, it's clearly like a training day, more like an older cop and a younger cop, and they've described it as similar to season 1 of True Detective, which is a high standard to set. Ironic considered, I think Matthew McConaughey was even offered the job at one point. It's like, we're gonna make it like True Detective. We're gonna get the guy from True Detective.
That was right.
I know, but the more I stare at the picture of Kyle Chandler, and I want to know your guys' thoughts though. He does kind of look like an older Hal Jordan, the way his hair is kind of swept forward. He's got a sort of rugged look to him. He looks like a coach.
He could be the mentor to Jon Stewart if they're playing it like that.
Mm. It does seem like they're playing it like that, honestly. And
This
it,
is for the DC TV show, yes?
So sorry, so yeah, slight correction. There's a good point you brought up, Neil, is that they're going to start with a TV show called Lanterns, and so far everything we heard about the show is like great. So the idea is that it's going to be an Earth-based murder mystery, and it's going to be led by both Jon Stewart and Hal Jordan. And of course, we know the DC universe is kind of like Invincible. It's a world that's had heroes and stuff like that for a while. It's not like Iron Man or all these other cinematic universes that kind of start in our world and become more fantastical. It's going to be fantastic from the start, and I find that very interesting. We already have Nathan Fillion as Guy Gardner, probably the more ridiculous Green Lantern. Do you know what's
Yep.
do you guys know what the most iconic comic strip of Guy Gardner is?
No.
It's
No.
one
No.
it's one panel where basically Batman is punching him and knocking him out in one punch. And that's the most iconic look of Guy. He's basically the joke of the group. He has a flat bowl cut hairstyle. He's a bit on the sillier side. People don't really like working with him because he's a bit on the arrogant, pompish side.
Yeah. Yeah. That
Yeah.
part I know.
Yeah, he's kind of like a lug nut in that way. And he's kind
How
of the
did
joke
he get a ring?
for some reason I don't know. However, like the Green Lantern are a very serious organization in the DC universe. They are essentially the universe's space cops, and they have
Yep.
different precincts. Like whenever bad guys want to do bad guy things across the galaxy, they have to look over their shoulders for a lantern, because a lantern could be around the corner protecting that precinct. And I like the idea of a serious TV show,